That's me right normal back here with Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. I'm away from my big normal computer at the moment, so sorry about all the this. I know the lighting isn't really perfect here. I'll try and find like a desk lamp or something to illuminate my face. I'll be here for a few weeks, so just the next 14, 15, 20 videos or so, depending on how many I get recorded here, are going to be here and done. I recorded on my special little laptop here, which in theory shouldn't change too much. It should be able to handle the games we're currently playing. I don't know what resolution the game was actually running at, even on my big PC. It's a mobile game, so like sometimes those go up to like 1.5K resolution. So I was rendering the video out to 4K, but I don't know if it was actually playing in 1080 or what. It's probably not going to be too different here anyway. But this laptop does a max of 1080 is my point. And I'll still be rendering the videos out to 4K so you get the full benefit of my face cam. But that's enough about that. Last time on Dual Destinies, I utterly lost my composure, which will not happen again. How many pounds of meth? I'm pretty sure we can all agree, because I will, I'm a different man now. I better not lose my composure again anyway. But we're back at the Wright agency. It's the day after the first day in trial, wherein Simon Blackwell was all like, "You can't seriously expect this court to believe the existence of yokai, can you, Justice Dono?" And then 5 minutes later was like, "He's possessed by a yokai, it's obvious." I mean, to be fair, at the beginning, he was all like, he started planting the seeds in everyone's brains by being like, maybe he's possessed already, and then just kind of left it alone until the end, where it was like, haha, see, I called it. But anyway, hopefully we'll be able to get Truce's input, because she seems like she would be useful for this sort of thing, doesn't she? Having a yokai testify in court is unprecedented, to say the least. I am Tenmataro, the yokai you seek. How could such a straight-laced man like Mr. Tenma suddenly become a demon? Yeah, it's strange. Even worse, Prosecutor Blackwell's playing along. I can't even think straight anymore. I need to go out for a run. See you in a bit. Oh, this is maybe not the next day, but like just after the trial, I guess. Wait, what about the investigation? Back! Wow! Trucy, welcome back. Oh, you're in your stage outfit. Back from work? She always wears that. Yep, I really nailed this new magic trick I've been working on. I also heard about those tricks that were conjured up in court earlier today. You know, the demon out of nowhere trick and Polly's tightrope-style defense trick. I was seriously considering a disappearing act of my own after all that craziness. I know the feeling. I wanted to disappear off of YouTube after the disgrace that was last episode. But to be fair, we only like messed up like the latter half of that trial segment, which is still a right sight better than the first trial where I messed up the whole thing. Anyway, our next trick is to find a suspect other than the mayor. I know the killer must have used the air duct in their escape. And whoever did that was the Tenmataro that Mr. Filch and Jinxie saw. Right. Maybe there's some evidence in the air duct? Oh, that's a good call. I didn't even think to check that. The real fight starts now. Hey, before you go, let me make the evidence you no longer need disappear. We need all of it. You can't do that. 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! It's gone! Unnecessary evidence has disappeared into Trucy's magic panties. Oh, that's actually a thing. Wonder where all that stuff goes. Don't ask that. Okay, let's get over to the scene of the crime. Vamonos, Apollo, vamonos! Okay, if you say so. April 18th, QB Manor, Fox Chamber. I am ready for this. Detective Fulbright! Mind if we search the air duct? Well, since you really are on the side of justice, I suppose I can let you. Plus, my own sense of justice has been called into doubt, so I feel so bad for this guy. We've, like, destroyed his entire life's goal and meaning. Completely inadvertently. And what's worse, I thought he was the murderer initially. With lots and lots of makeup on. I wonder if he's been like this ever since the trial. Well, his sense of justice has been beaten to a pulp. It'll probably take a while for him to recover. I sort of feel bad for him, but we have work to do. Let's go to get the evidence we need. The air duct is the key. We know that Tenmataro impersonator used it to make an escape. After murdering the Elderman, the killer left the Fox Chamber through the hallway door. This was one of the things that, right, this whole sequence here baffled me a little. And there were a few things that threw me off about it, and now that I'm in a better mental state, and not just screeching every thought that comes to my brain, I want to just like go over the points that confused me. So they showed a demo way earlier when Jinxie was describing it of the T for Tenmataro running from the door to the corner where Jinxie met her, and I sort of figured she would have noticed if he dropped out of the air duct, which is why I didn't assume that. But then the timeline's still a little fuzzy in my head anyway, because what I think they are suggesting is that the killer climbs up through the air duct, drops down into the room, knocks out Damien, kills the alderman, uses the alderman's key to go out, and then locks the door behind them, and then climbs into the air duct, throws the key down, and then Jinxie came up and in there and finds the key on the floor, and then finds the body, and then leaves to call the police, and then goes back and then sees Temotaro running at her after jumping out of the air duct. But the confusing thing about that would mean that the killer, after throwing the key in there, just kind of hung around and watched Jinxie find the body and call the police before running into her, and you'd think he'd want to just not be seen at all, in which case he would have left while she was finding the body, right? Because she would have been like in shock and probably stopped there for a minute. Well, I guess maybe if you dropped down here and someone was standing in the doorway, they'd hear you, and anyway, but yeah, I don't know. Which makes me think that either I've got the timeline wrong, or they wanted Jinxie to see them, which seems weird. Because I thought the whole point of using the Temotaro costume was that any of the locals wouldn't be able to pin you down because they wouldn't say they'd seen you. Anyway, there's a lot of mystery we gotta uncover here. Oh, the best way to understand it is just to keep going until they'd explain it. After murdering the alderman, the killer left the fox chamber through the hallway door. Then, after locking the door from the outside, the killer entered the air duct in the hallway. Finally, the killer dropped the key into the fox chamber through the air vent here, then went back through the duct and fled the manor. Oh, interesting. That's how the illusion of no one entering or leaving the locked room was created. I thought they said that. That doesn't seem to make sense to me, because I was under the impression wait, hang on, do we still have that account? After leaving the scene and calling the police. So this after she called the police, she found them. That's weird, right? Because what Apollo's saying is that, because I was under the impression that she picked up the key the second she found the body, which would have been the first time she went and unlocked this. So but what Apollo seems to be suggesting is that wait, I'm confused. Doesn't this contradict her testimony? Anyway, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe she found the key after calling the police. That's not what I thought, though. Hey, the killer passed through the air duct. Maybe we'll find some evidence there. Yeah, maybe some black feathers or something like that. It would at least be a good enough lead to just say someone climbed through the air vent. Well, here's our vent. It's awfully high up. Well, it's easier to climb in from the hallway. Let's go. Don't worry, I brought a step ladder. Happy hunting. What is this series' obsession with step ladders? How nice of her to volunteer me for the job. Isn't she taller than him? She would probably be a better fit. Oh, it's pitch black in here. Here goes nothing. No, bring a flashlight. Not here goes nothing. There's a thick layer of dust in here. Oh, that's weird. Does that mean no one went here? I don't get it. Find anything? Yikes! Apollo, what happened? You're covered in dust. Yeah, dust. Lots of dust. So what'd you find? You know how dust collects on something when nobody uses it for a long time? Yeah, like Mr. Wright's desk back at the office. Right, you think it'd be possible to crawl over that sort of dust without leaving a trail? I seriously doubt it. Wait, you're not suggesting no one's gone through that duct lately? Kinda looks that way. And if it's true, Mayor Temma's gonna be fingered as the killer. But that still doesn't add up with the sighting of Temotaro. Which anyway doesn't add up, because when Damien is supposedly being possessed now, he's not all feathery. So if people saw someone being all feathery, it wasn't Damien. But if we don't turn things around quickly... In justice we trust! Sorry, Mr. Justice, but it seems your justice was not the most just after all. It is my sense of justice that has prevailed. Detective Fulbright sure seems chipper all of a sudden. Has he found something? And I'm back to my old devastated self. Ah, come on! Where's that never say die spirit? Spirit of Justice is the next game. Bring it on, Mr. Loyal Man! Bring it on! Let me suffer in peace. Justice prevails once more. It's not over yet. And besides, kicking someone when they're down is what bad guys do. Ah! Are you calling me a bad guy? Me? Bubby Fulbright, champion of justice? Then how about some information on the investigation? We need some help here. Information? About the investigation? All right, but I won't have you calling me a bad guy ever again. Understood? We did it, Apollo! Yeah, but how long can we keep this up? Only one more day of investigations, hopefully, is how long we can keep it up. Just curious, does he say anything new about this, or is he like, you gotta figure it out on your own first? So this is my attorney's badge. Ah, this is all the same, then. Very good, then. What have you turned up, my friend? The investigation... I can't believe Prosecutor Blackwell would stoop that low. I mean, pinning the blame on a yokai? He really wants a conviction at all costs. She could give a yokai a run for its money when she's mad. Yes. Well, I have him writing a self-reflective essay as we speak. I will not sick my hawk on other members of the court. I doubt that'll teach him anything. Yeah, he'll probably just write dotard 1,000 times. That little yokai business is most likely a ploy to win a conviction. The truth is, Prosecutor Blackwell believes Jinxie Tenma planted that yokai stuff. Planted it in an effort to protect her father, the real killer. Okay. And then wandered around a costume that the caretaker saw. Fair enough. It's outlandish, but it falls in the realm of possibility. Yeah, right. I'd like to see him prove it. They don't have to do that. They're the prosecutor, remember? And this court system is rigged as hell. Whoa, calm down. He doesn't have any direct evidence, but we did find this. It was at the base of the cliff just outside the Cuban Manor. Oh, a staff. Wait, that isn't the staff Temotaro was supposedly carrying, is it? The one and only. That's interesting. Miss Tenma no doubt tossed it over the cliff when she was done. No way. Well, what about Prince? Nope, no Prince. But if she was wearing a costume, there wouldn't be any anyway. Well, Prince or no Prince, it's not going to work in our favor. Sounds like the staff might have belonged to the mansion. But if that's the case, then where in the mansion did Temotaro get it from? I guess it could have been something that hangs around this wall. Oh, I'm not allowed to investigate it at the moment, though. I would like to turn the camera and just see the wall, see if there was anything missing. The Amazing Ninetales. Did Prosecutor Blackwell figure out that the victim was the Amazing Ninetales? He did indeed. He's a sharp one, all right. We knew that already, right? Or I guess maybe Apollo's just asking, or did you figure it out? He figured it out while investigating the municipal merger and the victim's past. The Amazing Ninetales sparked the yokai craze and worked against the merger. And Mayor Demian Tenma is the corrupt politician who murdered that great hero. The Amazing Ninetales fans are so angry they even tried to storm the detention center. Yeah, I don't imagine that has gone over well for any side of this. I don't blame them. I mean, their favorite mass wrestling hero was murdered. They must have been shocked when they found out what happened. Speaking of which, isn't Jinxie also a fan of the Amazing Ninetales? Oh. Man, I hope she is not privy to this information. She's gonna be absolutely wrecked right now. Might bring her noise level back up to 100 and we'll get some more complete nonsense testimony out of her. That would be unfortunate.
A wrestler's mask is more precious than his own life. He'd never unmask himself in front of others. But there are matches where wrestlers battle for the right to remove each other's masks. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life herself.
She spoke with a passion that only a fan could appreciate. We ought to become fans ourselves and go protest in front of the prison. What? No! Did you forget that Mayor Tenma is not only Jinxie's father, but our client? Oh, yeah! You be careful now. You're defending the most hated mayor in history. Somehow I don't think that's true. I just hope you don't find yourself on the wrong end of a figure 4 leg lock. Maybe I should wear a mask to hide my identity. It was what Athena suggested earlier. Are there any other new developments we should know? Now that you mention it, our suspect is suffering a partial memory loss, but he did manage to remember something. He did? What did he say? He said he didn't want to speak with us. His exact words were, "I am under no obligation to speak with you mortals." And other things of that nature. I wonder what Mayor Tenma remembered. Oh, I thought he was saying that's the thing he remembered. Too bad you can't go ask him now, because Prosecutor Blackwell's busy questioning him. I know. Why don't you wait down to the playground with the rest of the kids? What now, Apollo? How about regrouping back at the agency? Good idea. We might get some words of wisdom out of Mr. Wright while we're there. Or young Miss Wright. I'm just curious what happens if we go to the detention center. Is Blackwell going to be here and like, shut up! Go away! Oh, I could talk to Athena here. Any ideas? So the crime scene was locked-tight at the time. Ugh, this is a tough one. The only people in that locked room were the deceased, the alderman, and the mayor, as far as we know. Maybe the killer hid somewhere in that room? But is there really anywhere to hide in the Fox chamber? There's a giant folding screen. All right, well, never mind, I won't answer that. The trial. That was quite a day in court. The news just couldn't stop talking about how the demon Temotaro made an appearance. There's never an exorcist around when you need one. Well, I heard the judge actually held an exorcism in his courtroom after that. Good. Let's hope it's the last we'll see of that pain-in-the-neck yokai. I don't know. I have a feeling Temotaro could exorcise an exorcist. As an attorney defending a demon, I know exactly how that feels. April 18th, Rate Anything Agency. The other happy song. Maybe I'll go read over some past cases, and I'll go do some research on exorcisms. Hey, what's with you two guys? You seem bummed out. How should I put this? It's like we're at the edge of a cliff, and the only way is down.
In other words, business as usual, right?
Yeah, I suppose so. Except this time, it's like we're bound and gagged, too. Don't forget blindfolded with our ears plugged up.
Ooh, and monsters at every turn, huh? Sounds rough.
I guess this is Phoenix. Hey, Apollo. Oh, and Athena's here, too. Mr. Wright! How goes the investigation, Apollo? Athena? I think it's safe to say that things have gotten hairier than before. Oh, really? What happened? Anyway, bye! Hang on, I gotta present him everything. I want to see what he says. Did you know I'm an attorney, Mr. Wright? Yeah, are you proud of me? Your attorney's badge, huh? I used to show mine to everyone, too. Why? You know, I never really thought about it. But I could ask you the same question. Me? Oh, well, I guess you could say I show it because there's someone to show it to. Or something like that. When you say it like that, it sounds kind of, I don't know, philosophical. I guess it does. Or does it? Sure. Here's a little souvenir Chusi wanted you to have. Aw, how sweet. I know. I'll hang it in my office once the case is closed. I don't know. It's pretty creepy looking. We don't want to freak our clients out. What about the rest of this stuff? You have a point there. Maybe you should hang it in your room, Apollo. My room? I don't want this thing in there. I don't want it either. It has instant nightmare fuel written all over it. Well, Chusi got it for you, so stop trying to pawn it off on me. You know, the more I look at it, the more I wonder if these are your distant relatives. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Yeah, what is that supposed to mean? You sassy man, you. You're getting good at this, Apollo. Remember, the way you present evidence in court can really have an impact on the trial. But your elbow angle's a little off. It really should be more like this. I'll be fine. I'll be more careful next time, promise. Well, elbow angle, because Wright kind of like, he does kind of like a, it's kind of like this sideways thing he does, whereas like Apollo, because Apollo, the god, is an archer, Apollo's like straight on, and he kind of like points his finger out like this, whereas Phoenix kind of has his finger, it's like sort of down like that, and then Apollo's like up. Because it's like flush with the rest of his hand. I don't know why I'm analyzing this. Anyway, I'll just see if he has anything to say about any of the rest of this. So the room was locked tight and the only people in there were the suspect and the victim. I headed up a similar case a long time ago. Really? Not only that, the defendant was my assistant. I think I know what case he's referring to. What? Not only that, the prosecutor for that trial loved to swing her whip around in court, so it was the second game, right? A whip? When I saw that whip, man, I thought it was all over. Wait, your assistant getting accused of murder hasn't made you think that already? Well, no, that happens to her like 5 times a week. Oh no, actually, there were 1 or 2 cases in the third game as well where Von Karma's the prosecutor. I'm having trouble remembering which one it was that he's referring to. Oh, since when did we get the blackmail letter added to our evidence? I don't remember a notification that we got it added in court. Mr. Wright, let's have a chat. Our defense. I was watching the two of you this morning from the gallery. That was one tough day in court, to say the least. I know, I've never had to defend a yokai before. That business about the locked room was another major hurdle. Yeah, and on top of that, Jingsy was accused of being an accomplice. But at least you figured out how someone could have escaped the Forbidden Chamber. Yeah, well, we just found out that our reasoning might be a tad flawed. Oh, really? Well, that's bad news. How are we gonna get out of this one? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Force a smile? Yeah, my mentor taught me that back when I was still learning the trade. She also taught me to return to the basics whenever I got stuck. Return to the basics. That's right. Always believe in your client no matter what happens. That is a lawyer's greatest and most trusted weapon. The basics. Always believe in your client, huh? Interesting that he would bring that up. I can't say I feel like believing his Tematoto stick at the moment. but I'm sure he did it because he knew it would buy us time. So, Mr. Wright, how long have you known Athena? I met her during a trip to Europe. Huh? You were in Europe? Why haven't I heard about this before? Yeah, I went there a few times to study the various legal systems over there. I'm sure it would have been of sincere interest to you considering your history with European prosecutors. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I thought you worked on as a pianist after you quit practicing law. I did, but an old friend of mine needed help with some legal work from time to time, so... I wonder who he's talking about. Oh, I guess you were never very far from the courtroom then. It was like fate brought us together. It's thanks to Mr. Wright that I became a lawyer at all. I knew she was lawyer material from the moment I met her, and I have high hopes for her ability to analyze people's emotions. Haha, it's nothing special. It's pretty special. Maybe I've underestimated that analytical psychology of hers. You did? It saved your butt in court last night. Yesterday, this morning, whenever it was. It's just, I thought that if my special ability could help defend innocent people, then I had to do everything in my power to bring it to the courtroom. That's when I really started hitting the books hard. Dang, inspiring. It's one of those the people who can have to situations for her. I dig it. I'm still amazed she actually became a lawyer. And at the tender age of 18, no less. Wow, that's almost superhuman. Or personal, like she's trying to help somebody she knows. Alright, I'm totally pumped after talking to you, Mr. Wright. It's like he said, the worst of the times are when the lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Well, it appears to me like this smile of yours is genuine. And don't forget to return to the basics whenever you get stuck. Keep believing in my client. Right. Mr. Wright? Yes? I'm gonna go visit our client again. I think that's a good idea. Alright, time to see what's new down at the detention center. Thanks for the pep talk, Mr. Wright. I was feeling like I was not very good at this whole lawyering thing in court yesterday. April 18th, detention center visitors room. To be fair, even though I wasn't fond of the logic of that section, or like at least it threw me for a loop, it did do a good job of getting me into the depressed headspace, which they're both Apollo and Athena are canonically at. we're canonically at, in order to set up that little pep talk from Phoenix. So, well done storytelling there, at least. Mirtema, we wanted to talk to you about something.
Caw-caw!
Yeah!
Caw-caw-caw-caw. So, my minions have returned.
Apollo? He still thinks he's a yokai. I wonder if we'll ever be able to talk to Mirtema again.
Silence, peddler of the legal trade. Free me from these imprisoning walls with great haste.
Wow, he's sounding more and more like a real demon with every sentence. I'm starting to wonder if we should even be helping him with in his freedom. Still, we can't let Mirtema stay possessed, you know what I mean?
If you can clear me of these charges, I shall help in whatever manner I may. Now ask of me what you will.
I suppose it's worth a shot. Excuse me, ancient demon, did you or did you not know that I am a lawyer? I was hoping you'd take a look at this.
An offering to me. Quite admirable. But the best thing you could offer me is to win me my freedom. Caw-caw-caw.
Right, I'll do my best. I wonder if he says anything about any of the other things. The scrolls, certainly.
Ages has it been since I've seen that. We often battled it out like this back in the day.
I've been meaning to ask, which one of you is stronger? That's a highly biased question to ask.
Caw-caw. That would be me, of course. For I am the demon lord of the yokai. Caw-caw.
Yeah, but the nine-tailed fox imprisoned you, and Athena, don't encourage him. It's already hard enough as it is. No, I just wanted to find out which one was really the strongest. Athena, don't encourage him!
Boy, that is a photo of me soaring through the heavens. But look at my wing angle. It's all wrong.
Wow, you're really a stickler for details.
I even gave a big smile for the camera. But so small am I in this shot that one can't even see it.
Never knew demons were so interested in how they presented by the media. Never knew they knew about the media. What do I mean his wing angle is wrong? Surely you would have control over that, being the one flying. I'm sure he's going to have something to say about the village superstitions. And probably about the Amazing Ninetales mask and the glossy. Oh, and perhaps the statue as well. Or not.
A descendant of old Ninetales, perhaps. It would seem he's doing quite well these days.
Yeah, he's a huge hit, from kids all the way up to their grandparents.
It seems I've been resting on my laurels for far too long. It is time I, too, debut in the mortal world and rekindle my struggle against that wily fox.
That's the spirit! You can make your debut as soon as we get your not guilty verdict.
Then I had best return to top form. Push-ups and sit-ups should do for now. Caw-caw-caw.
Is he planning a new career as a pro wrestler? Nothing to say about the superstitions either. Very good then. That's all. Let's chat. Feathers and tracks. Were those feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime really your doing?
Indeed. The remnants of Temmataro, king of the underworld, they be. The day when I once again dominate the mortal world is at hand. Caw-caw-caw.
The prosecution claims the feathers and tracks were planted by Jinxie.
What's this?
Oh, did you see his eyes go back to normal for a minute?
I must breach these walls and go defend my little Jinxie at once.
Huh? Mertema, is that you?
Oh, well now, Damien appears to still reside within this body, but I should have expected as much from a descendant of mine. Be silent now, Damien.
I guess a little thing like demonic possession won't stop a father's love for his daughter. You didn't kill Alderman QB, did you?
I have killed no one. The remnants of my presence have been misconstrued. The murderer is not I, for if I had slain that mortal, raging hellfire would have consumed—
Yikes! Sorry, I didn't get to read all that because I misread it as ragging hellfire at first.
Raging hellfire would have consumed him, leaving naught but ash.
So, you're saying there must have been somebody else there? Come to think of it, the mayor had mentioned that he'd been clubbed with this statue. I better ask about this too. I asked already and he didn't say anything, but now that we've had a fun chat, what you remembered? Detective Fulbright mentioned that you might have something new to tell me.
Indeed I have. I regurgitated this key but a short while ago.
Regurgitated it?
Behold, the key to the Forbidden Chamber.
Whoa! Is regurgitation one of your demonic powers too?
I do not waste my powers on such parlor tricks. Take the key from the killer, did Damien, whereupon he swallowed it. He sought to bar the killer entry to the Forbidden Chamber.
So he wanted to keep it shut tight.
But no fingerprint shall you find upon that key.
How do you know that? Wait, is that another one of your demonic powers then?
Foolish mortal! You would have me, Temmataro, act as some asinine alchemist. I but asked the jailer and my will was done. Quite eagerly, I must add. Caw-caw-caw-caw.
You asked the jailer to remove the prince, and they acquiesced. Always an honor to serve, your malevolence. Guess I'm not the only one he scares the living daylights out of. Can we ask how you use this key? We couldn't find a keyhole anywhere in or around the door.
Curse that infernal door. But if I had known its manner of opening long ago, would I have made my return?
He has a point there. Maybe Jinxie knows something about how the whole thing works. I guess as the maid she probably would. And as an enthusiast of that sort of thing. Forbidden Chamber key added to the court record. So he just ate it. I find that pretty supernatural. Matt, not move. Present, please. Did you or did you not get bonked on the noggin with this?
What, might I ask, is that?
This statue was found at the scene. Someone hit Mayor Tema over the head with it. It had been wrapped in a large cloth before the alderman's murder.
Let me see whether Damien knows about such a thing. Yes. Something wrapped in just such a cloth does he recall. A secret gift from Alderman QB, it would seem. He, however, had not a chance to see it till now, for the cloth did conceal it.
Oh, so it could have been something else, you mean? Maybe the cloth fell off or was removed after the mayor was struck.
Of that Damien does not know.
A secret gift. Interesting. Maybe Jinxie knows something about it. We gotta ask her about all kinds of stuff. I should question him about the blackmail letter, too. Let's see what he says when I show it to him. I don't know why it wouldn't just cut to that, but, I was hoping when you take— oh, that's not the blackmail letter, sorry.
Why, this— is that accursed blackmail letter that was sent to Damien?
Apparently somebody slipped it into the alderman's pocket. We believe someone, probably the killer, stole it from Mayor Tema's briefcase. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? Oh, right, sorry. I just realized. I had been told that the music was a bit quiet before, so I'm gonna see if I can bring it up. And just bring the sound down a little. See if that goes. That should be a little better. Let me know if the music is better from this point onward, because I have a horrible ear for it when I'm editing a video, because I've heard it 1,000 times. I usually have a bad ear for telling when things are too loud or too quiet. And while I'm looking at the other notes I forgot to mention because I just forgot to look at my notes. What the heck was all that stuff that Blackwell was saying about Jinxie having the sole key to the chamber? And then like 2 sentences later was like... Except for the other one. And I guess this isn't really evidence, but another note I had was that I find it a flimsy argument that Temma would have planted, or anyone would have planted evidence in the chamber, as a means of stirring fear in the people about Temmatala's return on account of the fact that it's locked and civilians aren't allowed in there. Why, if they were trying to stir fear about Temmatala, wouldn't they put the feathers out in the town square or something? Anyway, you wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Caw-caw-caw. You have questions, do you? Very well, ask away, mortal.
Blackmail letter. Who placed this in the alderman's pocket?
Very few were they who knew the letter was in Damien's briefcase.
So whoever knew about the blackmail letter being in the mayor's briefcase is a potential suspect in its theft and placement in the alderman's pocket.
Could it have been his doing?
Mr. Mayor? Mr. Talo, did you just remember something?
Indeed I did. There was but one other who knew of that letter. Damien's aide, Florent LaBelle. Full knowledge of that briefcase's contents did that aide possess.
Then he may be the blackmailer and the murderer we're looking for.
That is preposterous. He's a most trusted advisor. He would never betray Damien.
It seems like Mayor Temma is a bit too trusting of those around him. Still, this is huge. Now we know who might have slipped that blackmail letter in the alderman's pocket. Look out, Florent LaBelle. Here comes justice! Let's go find Mr. LaBelle and rake him over the coals. Thanks for the help. You've just given us a major lead. Blackmail letter updated in court, the court record. There's something that still bothers me. If Mr. LaBelle is the killer, what could have motivated him to open the forbidden chamber? We should probably search it for clues. I guess chiefly just, my first assumption would just be that it would be to frame Damien, because people were under the impression he's against the merger on account of the fact that he was blackmailed into saying he opposed the merger. Only one problem. How do you open a locked door that doesn't have a keyhole? Let's go talk to Jinxie. Maybe she can help. Jinxie and Florent, those are the 2 people we need to talk to next time on Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, because regrettably that's all the time we have for this time. Sorry, my plan is to do a few slightly shorter recordings the next few times we record on account of the fact that I am way behind in my editing, and it takes a lot longer to edit on this laptop. So sorry for any inconvenience that may cause, or just distress in the fact that you wanted me to get a little farther, but we'll be playing more Dual Destinies real soon, so don't you worry about that. We have a heading though. Oh, I hope it's logged in our checklist that we're supposed to go talk to those 2. Oh yes, it is. Good. I keep forgetting we have this thing. Oh, interesting. Does it tell you specifically which things you should be showing to which people? I still probably am going to show everyone everything anyway, but that's cool. Grand! But this key, hang on, wait, does he say anything if you show him the key? No, he does not. This key is certainly, they really just kind of glossed over the fact that he just swallowed an entire key. That's hardcore right there. Anyway, that is all for now. Next video coming on the channel is going to be some more Kingdom Hearts, which I recorded back when I had my big PC, so it's still in the old setup and everything. But the next few episodes of Kingdom Hearts after that will be probably recorded right here. So thank you so much for coming around. I'm having a good time with this investigation section. I feel like we're gonna get a lot of stuff that's gonna actually, usually investigation section and brings up my questions, and it's like, what? Now I understand less. I need some testimony, damn it. But this time I have a good feeling about this one. Not sure why. Thank you so very much for coming around. Hopefully I will see you around. Admiral's gonna be out of here now. Peace. Where the hell are we now? Oh, this is the same area. So what is this? Is this not an entrance then? No, it's just a little air vent. I gotcha. Maybe it'll be a shortcut back. Hang on, wait, that's confusing. I want to go to the calm depths again? Oh no, it's describing this spot here as the undersea trench. I gotcha. That's accurate.